If you're moving to Santa Fe and you want to live close to the Plaza, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is assuming that every close-in neighborhood offers the same lifestyle.
Because they definitely don't.
Now, one neighborhood, it might give you historic homes and the ability to walk downtown easily. Another may give you better views, more privacy, or a calmer residential setting only a few more minutes away.
Two homes can be the same distance from the Santa Fe Plaza while fitting two completely different buyers.
What's up, everyone? We're Benjamin and Brian Tercero. We are local brothers and realtors here in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Now, if this is the first time on this channel, our goal is to help you understand what it's actually like to live in Santa Fe and, more importantly, help guide you through the move when the time comes.
So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you're notified every single time we release a new video.
And if you're planning to move to Santa Fe or anywhere in New Mexico, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or just leave us a comment down below. However you want to reach out, we're here to help.
Now, this is the first video in our Santa Fe neighborhood series, and we're starting with 6 neighborhoods close to the heart of the city.
Here are 6 neighborhoods you might not have ever heard about. We're going to cover historic Guadalupe, South Capitol, North Hills and Rosario Hill, the Railyard District, Old Pecos Trail, and DeVargas Heights.
And we're going to compare where they are, what kind of homes you might find there, how practical daily errands are, the biggest lifestyle advantages, and the trade-offs that do not always appear in a listing description.
Being close to the plaza can mean walking to dinner, living near the farmer's market, looking down over the city, or simply reaching downtown in 5 minutes without living in the middle of all the activity.
Now, the right choice, it just depends on how you want your daily life to feel.
So let's jump in. Historic Guadalupe sits immediately west of downtown, between the Santa Fe Plaza, the Railyard, and St. Francis Drive. Depending on where you live within the neighborhood, you may be able to walk to the plaza in around 10 to 20 minutes. The Railyard, Guadalupe Street, restaurants, coffee shops, galleries, and the rail runner station can be even closer. That walkability is the central reason buyers choose this neighborhood. You can leave the car at home for dinner, the farmer's market, a gallery opening, or many downtown events. That's still unusual in Santa Fe, where even relatively central neighborhoods often require more driving than buyers expect. The homes are a varied collection of older adobes, small cottages, casitas, renovated historic properties, condos, and newer homes designed to fit the surrounding architecture. Lots are generally compact, and the homes do not follow one predictable pattern. You might be able to find a carefully restored adobe beside a simpler house that needs substantial work. Even homes on the same block can differ considerably in condition. Parking, outdoor space, and privacy. Daily life feels active and connected without feeling like a large city. Guadalupe Street and the Railyard give you places to eat, shop, exercise, and gather, while the residential streets retain a strong local identity. The Railyard is the main lifestyle anchor. It gives you the Santa Fe Farmers Market, Railyard Park, Site Santa Fe, restaurants, galleries, events, and commuter rail service. The plaza is close in the other direction, so the neighborhood connects 2 of the Santa Fe's most active districts. For groceries, Market Street at DeVargas Center is a short drive north. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Connie's are also reasonably convenient, although they're not necessarily places you're going to walk to with a full week of groceries. The biggest advantages are walkability, historic character, and access to both downtown and the Railyard. If you want to use the city regularly, this is one of the strongest locations in Santa Fe. The trade-offs are smaller lots, tighter streets, limited off-street parking at some homes, and more activity around major events. Older properties may also come with aging roofs, drainage issues, additions completed under several generations of building standards, or adobe maintenance that deserves more than just a casual glance. This is a neighborhood where the inspection and property records matter. Charm is wonderful. Charm with unclear plumbing is slightly less wonderful. Historic Guadalupe is a strong fit if you want an in-town lifestyle, enjoy walking to restaurants and events, and value character more than uniformity. It is less likely to fit if you want a large yard, newer construction, abundant parking, or a neighborhood that becomes completely quiet at the end of the day.
All right, let's talk about South Capitol. South Capitol sits just south of the New Mexico State Capitol, big surprise, between downtown, the Railyard, and some of Santa Fe's main commercial corridors. Many homes are within a 10 to 20 minute walk of the plaza, depending on your exact location. You could also reach the Railyard, Canyon Road, restaurants, and downtown offices without making every outing a driving event. South Capitol feels more traditionally residential than Guadalupe or the Railyard. You're still close to the activity, but the neighborhood itself has tree-lined streets, established yards, and a much calmer daily rhythm. The housing is one of its defining features. I mean, you're gonna find Pueblo-style adobes, territorial homes, bungalows, cottages, casitas, and properties that reflect several periods of Santa Fe's development. Some houses are compact and historically detailed. Others have been expanded and thoroughly renovated. A few retain floor plans from a time when nobody expected the kitchen to contain 6 people, a large island, and a video call. That variety is part of the appeal, but it also means buyers need to evaluate each home individually. Additions, mechanical systems, foundations, historic materials, and permitted square footage can vary considerably. Daily life feels close to the city, but separate from its busiest visitors areas. People walk dogs, they garden, and they use the neighborhood streets while remaining close enough to downtown to make spontaneous plans. Connie's Neighborhood Market is one of the most convenient grocery options, particularly from the east side of South Capitol. You got Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and the Farmers Market. These are all just a few minutes away if you're driving. The Railyard, the Plaza, the State Capitol grounds, and the South Capitol Rail Runner Station are also useful nearby anchors. The neighborhood also provides relatively straightforward access to St. Francis Drive when you need to travel north or south. The biggest advantage is balance. South Capitol gives you historic character, useful walkability, mature landscaping, and a genuine neighborhood atmosphere without placing you directly in the commercial district. The trade-off is that the neighborhood commands strong buyer interest. Well-located and well-renovated homes can be expensive, and they sell quickly. Lots are generally not large, garages are not a guarantee, and older floor plans may require some compromise. Traffic and noise can also change from one street to another. A home tucked into a neighborhood will feel very different from one near a major road, the railroad tracks, or a government building. South Capitol is a strong fit if you want to live close to downtown, but still come home to a settled residential neighborhood. It's less likely to fit if you want newer construction, a large garage, significant acreage, or the privacy of a more distant neighborhood.
North Hills and Rosario Hill, they sit above the northern side of downtown, close to the plaza, but physically separated from it by elevation and winding residential streets. These names can refer to several adjoining pockets rather than one perfectly defined subdivision. The exact street matters, particularly when it comes to access, views, walkability, and how steep the trip home is going to be. By car, the plaza is generally only a few minutes away. Walking downtown may also be possible from some of these homes, but the hills, road design, and limited sidewalks make that experience very different from walking out of Guadalupe or the Railyard. The homes are varied and often more site-specific than those in the flatter neighborhoods. You're going to find older, Pueblo-style homes, custom homes, renovated properties, and residences designed around city or mountain views. Elevation can give a home more privacy and a better outlook, but it also affects driveways, drainage, retaining walls, and outdoor usability. Two nearby properties may have completely different relationships with the hillside. Daily life feels quiet and scenic, and close to town without being surrounded by downtown activity. You can reach the plaza, the north side, Highway 285, quick trip to Taos, then return to a setting that feels more tucked away. For groceries, Market Street at DeVargas Center is usually the most convenient full-service option. Sprouts is nearby along St. Francis Drive, and other central Santa Fe stores remain within an easy drive. The main lifestyle advantage is the setting itself. Some homes have views across the city, access to nearby walking routes, and a sense of separation that's difficult to find this close to the plaza. The biggest strengths are privacy, elevation, views, and quick access to downtown. This area can work particularly well for buyers who like being close to the city but do not need restaurants immediately outside their door. The trade-offs are property-specific access and less predictable walkability. Steep driveways, narrow roads, snow and ice exposure, drainage, retaining structures, and guest parking all deserve attention. A beautiful hillside view is useful. A driveway your delivery driver refuses to attempt in January because of the snow is also useful information. North Hills and Rosario Hill are a strong fit if you want a close-in home with more privacy, elevation, and scenery. They are less likely to fit if you want flat streets, easy walking, consistent sidewalks, or a neighborhood where every property offers the same straightforward access.
All right, here we are at number 4. Let's talk about the Railyard District. The Railyard District sits southwest of the plaza, includes the area around Railyard Park, the Santa Fe Depot, and the Farmers Market, and nearby residential pockets. It overlaps naturally with parts of Guadalupe and the Baca area, so neighborhood labels can change depending on the property and who's describing it. Now, the important point here is the lifestyle. This is one of the most active, walkable, and contemporary parts of Santa Fe. The Plaza is generally a 15-minute walk from the center of the district. Restaurants, galleries, coffee shops, fitness studios, the rail runner, and the farmers market may only be a few steps away if you're here. Now, housing here is more urban by Santa Fe standards. I mean, you're gonna find condominiums, loft-style properties, live-work spaces, newer attached homes, apartments, and older homes along the district's residential edge. Buyers are usually choosing the Railyard for the location and convenience rather than larger lots or complete privacy. As some properties, they offer lock-and-leave simplicity, which can appeal to second homeowners or people who do not want extensive exterior maintenance. Daily life has more energy than in any of the other neighborhoods, pretty much in all of Santa Fe. The farmers market creates regular activity, the Railyard Park draws people outdoors, and the district hosts cultural events all throughout the year. Site Santa Fe, galleries, restaurants, performance spaces, and the rail runner make the neighborhood feel connected to both Santa Fe's creative culture and its practical transportation network. For groceries, the farmers market is an obvious advantage when it's operating. Then there's Market Street, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Connie's, and Sprouts, which are all just a short drive away for anything that the farmers market doesn't sell, or if it's just not running at that time. The biggest advantages are walkability, activity, culture, and the ability to live close to places people across Santa Fe regularly visit. The trade-offs are obvious. We got noise, event traffic, train activity, smaller or shared outdoor spaces, and just less privacy in general. Condominiums and attached properties may also involve HOA fees, rental restrictions, shared maintenance obligations, and rules that do need to be reviewed carefully. It's a case-by-case scenario. And parking deserves attention too. Confirm where residents and guests can park rather than assuming the cheerful open space behind the building belongs to the unit. The Railyard is a strong fit if you want an active, walkable lifestyle and you would rather be close to restaurants and events than maintain a large property. It's less likely to fit if you want quiet streets, substantial outdoor space, detached housing, or a traditional residential atmosphere.
Old Pecos Trail runs southeast from central Santa Fe toward Museum Hill and I-25. When people use the neighborhood name, they may be referring to several residential pockets along and around the corridor, rather than one formally defined subdivision. That broader area includes smaller named neighborhoods like Solilomas, along with individual streets and enclaves that have their own unique character. Most homes in the close-in portion are roughly 5 to 10 minutes from the plaza by car. The area also gives you convenient access to Museum Hill, Canyon Road, Christus St. Vincent's Regional Medical Center, and the southeastern side of Santa Fe. The housing ranges from older adobes and Pueblo-style homes to renovated residences, townhomes, and custom properties on larger or more private lots. Some streets feel fairly compact and connected to the city. Others become quieter, greener, and more estate-like. This is why the exact property matters more than the Old Pecos Trail label alone. Daily life feels calmer and more residential than the Guadalupe or the Railyard areas. Most residents drive downtown rather than walk, but reaching the plaza, restaurants, museums, and medical services is still easy. The area is especially practical for buyers who want access to the historic core without living in its busiest and most constrained neighborhoods. For groceries and errands, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Connie's, and Smith's are all convenient from different parts of the corridor. St. Michael's Drive also provides access to pharmacies, medical offices, and routine services. Museum Hill is a major nearby lifestyle anchor, with the Museum of International Folk Art, the Museum of Indian Arts and Culture, the Wheelwright Museum, and the Museum of Spanish Colonial Art. You are also well positioned for trails and outdoor recreation toward the east and southeast sides of the city, although most homes are not directly walkable to the larger trail systems. The biggest advantages are central access, a quieter residential setting, and a broader range of homes and lot sizes than you typically would find immediately around the plaza. The trade-off is less walkability and more dependence on a car. Old Pecos Trail itself is also a major route, so homes near the road can experience more traffic and noises than properties tucked into the surrounding streets. Buyers should look carefully at access, traffic patterns, drainage, lot boundaries, and whether the property is on city utilities or has any less conventional arrangements. The broader the neighborhood label, the less useful assumptions become. Old Pecos Trail is a strong fit if you want quieter homes near downtown, Museum Hill, and the southeast side of Santa Fe. It's less likely to fit if your priority is walking to the plaza or living in a clearly defined neighborhood with a uniform housing style.
All right, here we are at number 6, and that's DeVargas Heights. DeVargas Heights sits just south of downtown and South Capitol, generally between Cordova Road and St. Michael's Drive. That's close enough for downtown for regular shopping, dining, and just events, but far enough away to feel like it's a more conventional residential neighborhood. Now, one of the biggest lifestyle advantages is how centrally located it is. Now, from many streets, you can reach the Plaza, the Railyard, South Capitol, and the hospital area in just a few minutes by car. Now, the neighborhood feels established and comfortable rather than polished or planned around a single architectural theme. Streets, landscaping, and lot sizes vary, which gives different parts of DeVargas Heights their own character. The homes include Pueblo-style houses, mid-century properties, remodeled residences, and homes built across several decades. Some have mature landscaping and generous yards, while others offer simpler layouts and lower maintenance living. Now, this is less about having a prestigious neighborhood name and more about having an address that works well in everyday life. It can be especially convenient for medical professionals, hospital employees, or anyone who wants to be close to Christus St. Vincent. Grocery shopping is easy as well, with Trader Joe's on Cordova Road, Connie's on Old Santa Fe Trail, and Whole Foods on Cerrillos Road all nearby. Albertsons near St. Francis Drive and Zia Road is also a short drive, while Market Street and Sprouts at the DeVargas Center are convenient options in the other direction. Now, you're also well positioned for the businesses along Cordova Road, St. Michael's Drive, Cerrillos Road, and St. Francis Drive. That makes it possible to handle groceries, appointments, dining, and routine errands without spending much of your day crossing Santa Fe. Daily life here is primarily residential, but it does not feel disconnected. You can enjoy downtown regularly without living directly beside its visitor traffic, festivals, and busiest commercial streets. Now, walkability depends on the exact property. Some residents may be comfortable walking or cycling to nearby businesses, while others are going to want to drive for most of their errands because of distance, traffic, or just the layout of the surrounding roads. The neighborhood's variety is both an advantage and a trade-off. One street might feel quiet, private, and heavily landscaped, while another may feel closer to traffic or commercial activity. Homes also vary considerably in age, condition, and the level of renovation. Now, with an older property, it's worth paying close attention to things like the roof, windows, drainage, heating and cooling systems, and previous improvements. These considerations are specific to the individual home rather than the neighborhood as a whole. DeVargas Heights does not have the concentrated historic architecture of South Capitol, the activity of the Railyard, or the large properties found in some estate-oriented areas. Its appeal is central location, convenient daily routines, and access to much of Santa Fe without living in the middle of downtown. It's a strong fit if you want practical in-town living, quick access to the hospital, several nearby grocery options, and an established residential setting. It might be less suitable if you want maximum walkability and highly consistent architectural identity, or a large estate-style property. So these 6 neighborhoods show how many different lifestyles you can find within just a few minutes of the Santa Fe Plaza.
The historic Guadalupe and the Railyard give you the strongest connection to restaurants, events, and a more walkable daily routine.
South Capitol gives you a more traditional residential neighborhood while keeping downtown close.
North Hills and Rosario Hill trade some walkability for elevation, privacy, and views.
Old Pecos Trail gives you a quieter and more varied residential setting just southeast of the city core.
And DeVargas Heights offers practical access to downtown, shopping, and the north side without putting you directly in the middle of all the activity.
Again, the right choice, it just depends on what you're willing to trade. Now, walkability usually means smaller lots and more activity. Privacy and views may mean hills, driveways, and just more time in the car.
And with older, close-in homes, we look beyond the charm. Roofs, drainage, additions, mechanical systems, parking, historic materials, and permitted square footage can shape ownership just as much as the neighborhood name.
So if you're moving to Santa Fe and trying to decide where to live near the plaza, just reach out to us. We can help you compare the streets, understand the homes, and determine which version of close-in living actually fits you.
Subscribe for the next video in our Santa Fe neighborhood series, and we're going to cover Casa Solana, Casa Alegre, the Baca District, Barrio de la Cañada, Pueblos del Sol, and Nava Ade. I know a lot of neighborhoods you might have never heard of, but stay tuned.
Let us be your guide.